All right. We are home, Leo. Thank you for the warm welcome. If you guys could welcome as you come in, hit that thumbs up. I'm ready. Different hat today. Nick's got a different shirt on today. I'm sure we'll talk about those. Little Miss Violet, I said this morning, Dad, can you wear my favorite shirt and hat? So who am I literally to say no to that? So that's what I have on today. And welcome, you guys. My name is Dancy Bearded. I am the co-host of the Doctor's Orders live stream. This is the Dr. Nick's YouTube channel. If you guys are not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but maybe don't. Maybe don't be subscribed. Maybe it's not for you. How about that? Take that. But those of you talking, you are in the stream. And also, if we could please welcome the likes of Miss Julie or Miss Jillian or Channing, or any of the other ladies out there that very well deserved the Mother's Day. And yes, I'm not going to distinguish Stepmother's Day. That's as much Mother's Day as anything in the world. So shout out to the mothers that hopefully had the absolutely beautiful Mother's Day on Sunday. And this guy over here that I'll kick it to, he is Mr. Big Shirt today. I'm going to let him touch on that. Nick, other than your shirt, how you doing?
Dude, I'm pretty good. I was doing fine until I saw this shirt on camera. I'm not, what's weird is I'm not one of those people. I can go, right. A lot of times I usually get to lunchtime before I realize I haven't looked in a mirror that day, except when I was maybe trying to do my beard. And you know what's funny about that even when I'm doing my beard in the mirror in the morning, I don't necessarily always look at my whole face.
Same.
So sometimes I'll realize something's off. Later in the day, I'll be like, oh, look at that. Or someone will point it out and they'll be like, you didn't notice that this morning? And I'll be like, no. And that's why days like today, I get in front of the camera and I'm like, wow, I really don't like the way this shirt fits. It's one of those weird baggy ones where the shoulder seam starts down the sleeve.
Yep.
It's instead of up here, it's but it's on purpose. So the rest of it kind of fits maybe a little normal.
Is that the kind of shirt that's better when you're standing? Not an issue, but it becomes an issue when you sit?
So when I first bought this one, I put it on and it was super long, ridiculously long. It would have been a noticeably long shirt on you as a long shirt. So on me, it was well, you can't wear that. It hangs down past your back pocket. So I had to wash it. And so I washed it, it shrunk up a little bit, and I decided to give it another chance. But so far, its first day is not going well. I'm not sure it's going to be asked to come back after orientation for full training. It's maybe it's not going to get fired midday, but it's definitely
nice.
You might get called back if someone else doesn't show up.
Yeah, you're not gonna throw it away.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that's actually this shirt I have on was because Violet picked it out. This was from my freshman or sophomore year in high school.
Dude, that was a winner.
I haven't grown much different. My body's kind of the same as I was in high school. And so I'm at this point where I've gone through all my high school clothes and they still fit. And I was going through them and Violet was like, that shirt. And I'm like, I actually don't hate it. It's got these little berries on it and it's purple, for Miss Violet. So yeah, I'm kind of back on I got a few new things in the wardrobe lately.
I think that's a winner. I was going to say when I got on, actually, I dig especially the shirt and the hat combo.
Well, thank you.
A winner. And of course, if Violet asked you for it, it doesn't matter. She's asking you to wear a reindeer costume. You wear a damn reindeer costume. The girl's sweet.
100%.
Point that poor little girl.
Now, since this is our safe place, and speaking of hats, I got to reveal a new hat. Now, he might come in later. And he might come in later, and we'll probably revisit it. But Arden sent me some birthday presents, and one of them is a new style of hat that I've never worn. Now, most of you know I wear the snapbacks pretty much I mean, quite literally every single day of my life for the last 10 years. I maybe a beanie here, there in the winter, but I don't like the beanies. Maybe a cowboy hat here and there when I'm feeling a little bit frisky. But this is a new style. It might say the style, and this is our safe place because it was a gift, and I'm figuring out my thoughts on it. I actually think I really like it. Now, I'm not trying to lead people. Sam did not. Now, as a close wife and best friend,
she also does not like you in a cowboy hat, though.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Right?
And I do. So, hey, and her job is to have the playful banter, you know. So I'm gonna get your guys' take on it here and put this out there, but it is a leather I hope I'm saying this right, but ascot cap. Is that anybody familiar with that?
I know the word ascot, but I do not know it translated into the shape or material of a hat.
Okay. Well,
I know I thought ascot was a scarf.
I did too. I thought it was like the little pocket thing or
Like
something.
the little, oh yeah. Is it the
all right.
No, an ascot goes around your neck and is worn like under a shirt, right? Isn't it like the under the shirt kind of?
That's what I thought. All right, here's the reveal, and it's leather, and then this is the new style and the new shape of the hat.
Hmm. I see where he's going there.
Yeah.
All right.
So like it's not right. It's not me right away because I've never worn anything like this, so it's different.
It's a period sort of look. That definitely speaks to a certain period in time, right?
Yeah.
I think also then probably with the beard goes with that beard given the period of time, right? I imagine that beard and that hat went together.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so. Paperboy cap. It does kind of seem like a paperboy cap, but it said, you guys saw it. It says ascot cap. So
yeah, Christopher's right. Ascot is what Freddy from Scooby-Doo wears. That's exactly what I thought it was, and associated with the exact personality that I was thinking about. But yeah, okay. Exactly right.
So I guess this is a name. I mean, it's right here.
So it's almost like a style of scally cap, then, right? I guess that's like like an ascot cap. It's a flat cap. Okay, well, yeah, and the scally cap is a type of flat cap, right?
Okay, so it's similar. It says right here, it is similar to a flat cap.
Similar to a flat cap. And look, someone said newsboy. Look, it says newsboy cap right there on the left.
Yep.
That's actually not that's an actual style of cap someone was referring to.
So similar, but it's not unlike the okay, here we go. Unlike the flat cap, the inside is not lined with silk, but closed in design and softness of felt still provides a comfort warmth. Okay, so it's the inside that makes it different. And if we want to
it's what's on the inside that counts, as per usual.
I see what you did there.
Mm.
Okay, so it just has a different lining on that inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And here's what it's like, and then here's the style, the texture of it and stuff. And
that thing's nice. It's made out of like really, I mean, it's put together really well.
Very, very nice. This is not some just like cheap Amazon hat. It fits perfectly.
I mean, that thing fits dead on, and that's a nice one too.
Yeah, so I'm getting used to it, getting comfortable. He did get me a cowboy hat that we're going to reveal on Beard Advice Live tomorrow. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Wait, but Scally is a manufacturer and a brand? I thought Scally Cap was a type of hat. You're blowing my mind here. I know there's like Boston Scally Cap and all these places, but I did not know I thought Scally. So Scally Cap is to flat caps like Kleenex is to tissue paper?
Q-tip. Yep.
Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yep. It's just become synonymous. So yeah, I mean, I think I like it, but I'm also a person that would rather like myself than dislike myself. I'm not someone that tries things on. It's like, oh, I'm so ugly. What's wrong with me? I'm like, hey, you can rock it.
Yeah.
If I can't, who can?
I give myself the benefit of a doubt sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could wear hats for like a good 20 years of my life.
Yeah. We discussed this last week on Beard Advice Live. We do this new game, and we do like the couples game. Who's more this or that? And it was vain. And it led to like a really good discussion because I take vain as a very negative thing. Same. And a lot of people in the chat were like, no, it's just this or that. And then it like broke it down. I was like, all right, explain what vain is. And it's like, well, for example, when you look in the mirror, you never think like, oh, I look bad. You always think like, oh, dang, I look good today and stuff. And I'm like, but how is that in any world negative? Like, wouldn't we just be a better planet if everyone thought confidently about themselves? Like, and again, it was thoughts.
See, I don't know if that really counts as being vain, thinking that you look good in the morning in the mirror at all.
And that's what I was saying. I was trying to get down.
Vain is like the negative. I think so. Like, I think valuing something based on its superficial qualities, I think that's being vain. Focusing on
That's what
vain
I
qualities,
said.
right?
So
I
I
think
said
being vain
someone,
is like
yeah,
your opinion of something being based on vanity things, right? I don't think, appreciating or I don't think, if you put yourself above other people because of how you think you looked in the morning in the mirror compared to how you think they look, I think that's being vain.
agreed.
But I think looking in the mirror and not thinking that you look like crap is definitely, I don't think counts as being vain.
I agree. Like, I don't judge a single person. I also don't give two rips about, like, so to me, when I think of vain, I'm thinking of someone that's like, ooh, that's not Gucci or Prada. Like, you're less than. And I'm wearing like a Kohl's shirt right now and literally like stuff like that. So no, yeah, I agree. And it was interesting to get everybody's take. And we brought up definitions and Oxford and all this stuff and the whole back and forth on it. And it, to me, and there was that and a bunch of other discussions. It's so interesting how insecurities drive perspective, and how if you almost times where if you don't have the same insecurities, people want to project in some way that that's a negative. And I'm like, how backwards of a world is it that it's a negative to not be insecure? Like, that's wild to me. Wild to me.
I mean, that's I don't know. If you're not careful, that's the way certain things could be interpreted for sure.
Yeah, I know. So that was an interesting thought process on that. And so, yeah, right. You think the song is about you. Yeah. And that was my first thought, was the song. You're so vain.
Yeah. Well, that's
Right.
what it is too. And it's like, I don't know. I think that was an interesting song in general, right? You look back at the song, and again, I think thinking something about you, that's being a little self-centered, being a little bit of a narcissist. I don't know if it's vain. I think the interpretation has gone, has gone wild.
Yeah, I agree. It was very interesting. All right, our guy CB. The black cap with the green bill, is that still available? He has not seen it on the website.
Yeah, this one. I believe this one is.
Let's take a
This
look.
one should be up there. Let's take a peek.
Go to
This
apparel.
one's dusty. I was wearing it in the shop. This one's. I need to stop forgetting that this one.
Okay, so
like
probably under straight rim. Nope. Do we have the options on there for hats on any of them?
So
yes, okay.
That one's the black on black right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So CB,
it's just a variant of that hat of the straight rim.
Okay, and you see the little dots underneath it. Okay, and so yeah, black on charcoal, black on black, which is going to be that bad boy right there.
That's it.
So CB, I will drop a link in the chat for you. Great question.
And look at that. Our verified highlights over people's reviews now are not black on top of gray text anymore. They are yellow on black text. You're welcome, everybody's eyeballs. Somehow Shopify thought for a while that a good contrast would be to highlight black text in a black box.
I love that.
Which did not work out super well.
Did you realize your number 7 has 225 reviews?
Dear goodness.
Holy crap.
Dude, it's by far, literally, I think no offense or to lift up the skirt too much on anything here, right? But I bet you that we could probably keep 80% of our orders happy if we just had number 7 beard oil and beard wash and beard conditioner and face wash and beard butter.
Yep.
Like that's like definitely our core. Like number 7 has always been kind of like our mainstay, but it you can tell by the reviews. Like that's an obvious giveaway right there.
It's just safe. It's just safe.
It's just too damn good. It's still my daily. It's what I have in today. I'm sitting there and I'm
IPA today.
If I spend more than 5 seconds, like if there's not something in my head that I already kind of want in my head, and if I'm like, which one do I want today? Do times up 7. Like that's it. It's the default. If nothing else goes in my head, that's what's happening. Yep.
I've been defaulting to spring botanicals a lot lately because it's just so enjoyable.
Me too. And I'm out. And so basically I ran out at home. So I need to bring another one home. That's what I was doing. I was like, every day I was using that and it finally was gone. And I'm like, okay, number 7.
Yep, so good. Yeah, I'm a heavy rotation between my leftovers of Yule Tree, IPA, I'll be honest. I haven't used 7 in a long time. I think just neglect is the only explanation of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go IPA, I go peppermint rosemary, spring botanicals, and Yule tree. Those are the 4 that I've been heavily rotating.
And speaking of which, that actually brings up a good topic too. Just something to mention quickly here today. We're thinking it's probably time, based on peppermint rosemary being the only other real mainstay that's in like your top rotation. It's probably time to add an option to the DNC bundle, right? You can get it in 7 or get it in peppermint rosemary, right?
Yes, for sure. Especially peppermint rosemary.
Yeah, I think we do a variant of the DNC bundle. I think we make it available in peppermint rosemary and 7. And I think because it's like your 2 usuals. It started with 7 and now it's like peppermint rosemary is the mainstay in the rotation.
100%. 100%.
Rosemary wash and oil today. Yeah, see, I'm peppermint rosemary beard wash and conditioner. Like, I was not a big peppermint guy before this, but that's my daily now is peppermint rosemary beard wash and beard conditioner.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Incredible.
It's the one I default to it in the shower like I do number 7 out of the shower, I think.
Yeah. And a couple of good comments and questions here. CB says, Sam's out there working on a project, getting the security going. But CB says, is Spring Botanicals temporary or sticking around? I hope it's sticking around. Jill says it's here until it's not, hoping it's forever.
You heard it from Jill herself. You know what? And listen, if I can deal with these sorts of answers, so can you.
So essentially the summary would be the consumer picks. If the numbers make sense and you guys drive the interest with your purchases, it's not going to go anywhere. It's impossible for it to.
Right.
But if it started with a boom and then it slows down and trickles into nothing, then they'll have to make it seasonal. And so they're just going to listen to the numbers.
And what happens is with our seasonal stuff, we do it smaller batch than our other stuff.
Yep.
And what we do is we eventually get down to our smallest batch size, which would be a gallon is the smallest you'd ever make of anything. And so the rule of thumb is that if we get to our smallest batch size and inventory sits there before shelf life would be reasonable for someone to have it. So if it sits for 6 months before we sell it, we typically don't like doing that because that's 6 months into the usable shelf life of a product, right?
Yep.
So if we're at our smallest batch size and inventory has to get given away or discounted before it goes all the way through it, then that means it becomes temporary and probably comes back to around the same time frame we released it, you know?
Yep. So literally, however you guys proceed is what's going to happen. And then look at this really cool comment. Mr. Leo says, I've been using your growth stimulator for a week. All right. So 1 week of the growth stimulator, those waking up dormant hair follicles. He says, could be imagination, but I feel some stubble when I'm washing my cheeks when I'm looking for more density. Wow. That's cool.
And I wouldn't expect the placebo effect to come out of Leo very strongly.
Correct.
It's like the one of the more critical consumers that we have in our audience here. So it's like I doubt it's imaginary if Leo's experiencing it. So that's an awesome vote of confidence for sure.
Yeah. And it's a quick turnaround, but it is possible when you're using these potent ingredients that their job is to go in and again, try to wake up these dormant hair follicles. Now, I actually had somebody ask me a really interesting question yesterday. They said, hey, man, a buddy of mine accidentally had an accident with a power tool in his beard, and it was pretty bad. He lost like 2/3 of his beard, but to the point where it ripped the skin out, like bleeding, like really, really bad. And he goes, he believes that he completely tore out the follicles. Is there any chance it will help, or is there any chance it will come back? And then would something like a growth oil do anything? It's hard to hear, but if you actually damage, destroy, or get rid of the hair follicle, it will never regenerate. It will not grow back again. So that
not unless you do a hair follicle graft.
And that is and if you do all the research and stuff, that is the only route forward is to have a hair transplant and put the follicle back in.
Right. Anything that tells you otherwise is complete snake oil as far as
And a lot of people get confused because they would assume that if you pluck a hair, right, it's got the waxy buildup at the bottom, it's got the white bulb, that is the hair follicle that you're pulling out. No, that's just pulling out the root, the bulb of the hair. The follicle's still embedded. But if you actually have skin damage and you rip off layers of skin, not necessarily does it take out the follicle, but if it does, it's gone. It's gone forever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like burn victims where you get burned really, really bad. And, even where they do skin grafts, the hair that, the skin that they graft onto that area a lot of times is not hair producing skin. So it doesn't have follicles in it.
Nope, spot on. And we actually have some of that research from the derma rollers, because the origins of the derma roller was a tattoo gun, which is what they said at the time. Now it's a machine. Got to be politically correct, And so I said that, and the tattoo artists get very, very upset. And I'm like, I'm speaking historically. Like, you can actually go read the firsthand documents, and that's what they called it then, was a tattoo gun.
Oh yeah.
And so they used a tattoo gun to try and repair scars, not hair, not anything else, but scar tissue. They thought if they would poke it over and over again, there's a chance that the body's collagen would activate itself and fill those scars. Then what they realized was some of those areas they were working on started to sprout hair where it never did before, because of the same concept. And that's when derma rolling was invented.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's funny. Yeah, it's like calling a tattoo machine a tattoo gun now is like calling a hairdresser's shears scissors. Like,
I know.
Dear God, you call them scissors.
You patron, you peasant. Ugh. What's wrong with you?
Sound like a hayseed real quick.
And Jill's right. She says, remember when using the growth stimulator, less is more. Work it into the skin. Always best when used on a freshly washed, open pore skin. Let set and dry before dressing or laying down. Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Yeah. If you slather it on, you're going to have a bad time. If you put it on your face when your face is already oily, you're going to have a bad time because you're just going to clog your pores and it's going to get all over everything.
Yep. And today on my bald spot where my beard meets, hey, let's go, Timothy. Good luck, man.
Heck yeah.
Good luck. And Amber, hello, Amber, said, I'm loving the shampoo and conditioner. I would love to have spring botanicals in shampoo and conditioner.
That would be sweet. If we ramped up like how much we were moving on the shampoo and conditioner side, that would be like, that's like the herbal essences, like, 90s commercial shower going on there.
You see the flowers coming down the water and stuff.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I remember, remember those commercials? They used to have like the sounds coming out of the bathroom and stuff. It would be like in the airport or something. And then like chick would walk out with like, done hair and it'd be like, oh.
So funny. And Dynamite says,
commercials.
Nick, you were correct. Absolutely correct. The lemongrass beard wash is special.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it is. It's a different experience than you could imagine until you try it.
Yeah. And I'm just going to write that one down here. Nick, 1,280. Everyone else, 0. Got it.
No, that's actually, write it down. Keep it in your pocket. You and Jill are having like a discussion about something you guys see differently, like whose food was this or that, and then you're just like, hold up, bam, absolutely right.
I got it right here.
And then she pulls out a Uno reverse card right back at you.
Oh yeah, and we have a 12-year-old, so there's like Uno reverse cards. There's Uno reverse cards everywhere in our house except for in the deck of Uno cards because they get taken out and used for other things now.
That checks out. And Channing says, key lime's become my new Dr. Nick's favorite, but I really want to try spring botanicals.
Ooh. Yeah. That key lime is, that is something special. It's good stuff. I like that. I just love the vanilla with the citrus in that. It just works so well together.
Yeah. And Dan B says, my beard is proof that growth stim works. Look at today's post, Dr. Nick's Amazing Man stuff. Love that. Love that.
He is proof. He grew in a ton of growth with the growth.
100%. Yep.
Soul patch and cheeks.
Yeah. What's up, Diablo? Yes, I am rocking an ascot cap is what it is called, and it is similar to a flat cap or a scally cap. It was gifted to me for my birthday from Arden, who's in the chat. So shout out to Arden. Yeah, absolutely. Has anyone in here received one of the newer steeps of cold brew? I know G Squared has, but I don't think he's checked in yet. But has anybody else tried the new cold brew? Drop a comment with your thoughts if you have.
I have. Pick me. It's so good. Dear
There
God. Love that stuff. I've been
Our guy,
protecting my last half a bottle of it because I know I'm not getting more of it.
Yep. And Baker's been using the growth serum as well. So he actually was recently sent in to Beard Advice Live and was asking about going from a goatee to a beard and if he thinks he had a chance. We all said absolutely go for it. And so to aid in that process while he's growing the cheeks out, leaving the goatee, he is using the growth serum.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Yeah, so that should be really cool.
Dude,
really
I think it works. It works. I'm like I say, I've been hitting my eyebrows. I'm getting old man transparent eyebrows going on here. So I need to beef those things up.
Yeah, and yours is more prone to that. Red hair goes white immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Most other hair colors have a transitional period and they kind of go. Red, just bam, straight into white.
Yeah, the ones that change color, they're in here. You can see them. And the ones that change, they don't go gray. They haven't gone they're gone white.
Yep, it's really, really quick. And then you see the redheads. Were you a redhead when you had head hair?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
But when you see the redheads or the light strawberry blondes and their eyebrows go real light, it is they don't exist. There's no eyebrows.
That's it. Did you watch the Conan O'Brien getting the Mark Twain Comedy Award?
No.
Dude, you have to watch it. It's
okay.
Hilarious. You got Bill Burr and he's talking to Conan and he's like there we were hiding in plain sight, these ginger comics. He's like there we were hiding in plain sight under the shade of a tree.
Oh yeah, right.
Transparent skinned red-haired people. No, dude, I wasn't though. I was a in between. I kind of had I guess you could. No, I wasn't even Auburn. I guess maybe Auburn when I was a kid, but
okay,
no, it was just I had brown. Later in life, it just brown hair. For some reason, facial hair always grows in. Leg hair, arm hair, everything brown. For some reason, beard red.
Interesting, and it is different genetics. I actually have a full note on the genetics of hair and how it can go from how your head hair can be different than your beard hair. And I'm talking here. I'll show you guys. I've got studies on it and everything. And I don't have a way. Look at this. Peer reviewed. I've got all this. I've got all this information on it.
Oh yeah. The MC1R.
Yes. But it's not an easy thing to be able to put into digestible language and all the reasons on the genetics and stuff. But one day I'm going to make a video on this. I can't do it if I don't feel like people would enjoy listening. So I'm working on it, but it's what you're talking about right there is absolutely true. The genetics of your beard have no relation to the genetics of your head hair.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And I don't know. I've been as I see the white hairs come in and start thinking about it. And I'm just thinking I think about the dude from Lamb of God. He's one of the younger members of the band and he looks like everyone's dad. And it's because he has a white beard. So it's going to do what it's going to do. Whether or not I'm ready to have a white beard, I don't know. It's going to creep up on me quick though. I gotta be ready.
Yep. No, it's going to hit you. There's no doubt about that.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yep. Man, people blowing me up. Stop texting me, people.
I'm gonna be scaring everybody though. I don't know. I don't know if I want a white beard. I'm not gonna dye it. Don't know if I want a white one.
Leo says, my head hair was dark brown. What's left is gray. My beard, except for the black area under my lip, is white. Okay. Big Red has brown head hair, red beard, white arm hair. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. He's got it all covered. And Christopher has brown, and he's getting some crazy silver ones. Definitely a transitional period. Yeah, and a lot of other hair colors do that transitional period. Silver, gray, just kind of off-white, and then white. Red goes straight white, oftentimes translucent. There's actually, it doesn't seem like there's any pigment in the hair.
Dude, it's straight white.
Yeah.
Like if it's on like the color code, it's like, yeah,
It's the
F
expensive
F
paint.
F F F F.
That's awesome. Okay. Oh, and also, Nick, I may have to pick your brain at some point. I got Sam a Mother's Day present. It's
I
something
heard.
she's wanted for several years now. And I got her a sports photography setup for a camera, adapter, and lens. And here was her first day of taking pictures. This was one of Maddox
Heck yeah.
out on the pitch, and then she took more last night at Jax's game. And so she's getting all used to it and learning all the stuff, and it's been really cool watching her kind of learn this new hobby and passion.
Dude, it's so much fun. Like, especially and I'm glad you went Sigma for the lens too. Like the Sigma, especially like the Sigma art glass stuff, like some of those, man, like it's like they're hard to beat. Like I love them. Like, I don't know. If you compare, especially like you look at some of like the full frame lenses on the stuff that I use, and are like the difference is like a factor of 10 sometimes. Like you can get a Sigma for $1,000, whereas like the Sony G series equivalent glass for it would be like 5,000.
Yeah.
And like literally 95% as good. Like everything I have is Sigma glass.
Yeah, so the lens I'm on right now is Sigma, and then this is the lens that I got her, the 200 to 700, and it's legit. This boy's beefy, and it gives all the the focus, it gives all the depth that she needs, and the key thing for the camera and lens is the shutter speed, because soccer's real fast, and you don't want grainy or blurry. And so, yeah,
and you have a big
really
aperture. Cool. Like getting something that's like 200, 700. If you got anything that's like, what is that? Like a 2.8 for aperture? Like
yes, 2.8. Yep.
Yeah. See, and like a cheap lens is going to be like an f4.
Okay.
Like with a 200 to 700, and like a 2.8 is going to give you that nice blur in the background. And that's the key to get anything that's going to be moving fast. You want your lens to have as much light absorption as possible right then. So like wide open, it gives you that nice shallow depth of field at the same time. It's just, it's a great combo.
Like look at the background of that picture. Like there's a team sitting behind the net, totally blurry.
Bouquet's awesome.
Yeah. And she's probably 10 to 15 feet away from him in this picture too.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And the cool part is, like the further away you get and the more zoomed in you get on the focal point, like the better the bouquet in the background gets, and it just frames up the color really nice, and it just gives it a nice stage to sit on.
Yeah. So it's been cool. I know very, very little about photography. I know a little bit about video, but very little about photography. So it's been kind of like a learning process. And actually, I went to the camera store that I trust and really like, got to talk to the guy. He does cinema films for a living, and is younger dude, super cool. He added me on Instagram, was like, hey, man, message me if you have any questions about the camera. And he wasn't trying to upsell me. He wasn't like, he was awesome.
Yeah. I think if she's not already the next, you get used to the mechanics of the camera, and then it's moving on to the software side of it, so it's like getting into whether or not you're snapping photos and, letting the camera capture them as JPEGs or, images, or if you're shooting with like raw mode and then bringing them into like Lightroom from Adobe,
right?
Or Capture One. I like Capture One way better now. But Cap One or Lightroom, and that way you can totally reshoot the photo basically in software. It's like all the light settings, all the exposure settings are completely adjustable, like post photo. So you can choose like take the photo, let the camera save an image, or you take the photo and stop there on the camera, transfer all that data to the computer, and that's where it changes the data into a JPEG, into a photo, and you get to tell it, like you get to interact with that process, which is neat. So you kind of don't care about getting perfect light and color and white balance and temperature the way you want it when you're shooting. You can just kind of spray and pray, as they say, and then grab your ones you want and then throw them through your developer settings, and then you got like perfect light, perfect color tone. Like they're all the same. If you shoot a game, like the color tone and all of them be the same.
Interesting. Yeah, she hasn't even opened that chapter. We got her an iPhone adapter plugin, so the the memory card goes right in, and then she just uses her files right on her phone so far.
Oh yeah.
So
dude,
nice and easy.
Eventually she's gonna be like, damn, I wish I could make the light in this one look like that one without using a filter. Or you're gonna be like, damn, I wish I could do this. And then eventually it's gonna be like, okay.
No, eventually it's gonna be like, okay, let me text Nick.
Yep. When step 2 of that process happens, you let me know. I'm right there with a screen share over Teams.
Yeah.
No problem.
Diablo, he is fearless. So this was a big game. He actually, if you notice his shirt, and it's harder to see his face here, but if you notice his shirt, it's not gonna let me go closer. That's all right. He got taken out in this game hard, and so he went chest and face first. I'll have to try to get a picture today. His whole front of his face is just like a pure scrape because he went chest and then face down. Then the kid fell over him, dragged him, also cleated him on his hand, like puncturing into his hand, and he got subbed out because he had to. They stopped the game, and then he was right back ready to go in and scored 2 goals after that point.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a beast. And thanks, Julie. I do get that a lot, that he looks like me, which is interesting. He's got the big ears and everything. But yeah, that was a brutal game. That was probably his most physical game he's ever played. And when Maddox, he's his best when people are physical. Like, he's a super nice kid. So if he thinks he's playing against nice kids, he's not as hard on them. But the second they become a jerk, he just loses at all restraints and goes ham. And he just absolute savage.
Yeah, you like don't want to let the bear out of the cave.
Yeah, and I showed it last night, but I got to show real quick because this will sum up when he gets mad, because he's got the best shot for his age and everything, but he also will, if he gets mad, he's a menace, and you do not want that kid near you. So here's like, he had a free kick goal. So go through here. Oh, and yeah, by the way, too, Jax, watch this celebration. He did a sloth celebration, and he had his best game of his life last night, scored 2 goals. It was awesome. And then Max got this one, but watch the next one, how he just hunts this kid down, takes the ball. So ball's going over here. Maddox is on defense. Steal, let me get that. Like, 2 people on me. Don't worry about it. I'll just do it myself. Middle of the box. Bang.
Dude.
And both of the games were a year older. Jax's plays up a year, and that game Maddox played up a year too.
I like how he knows how much faster he is than the other kids too. Where like, if he thinks he's gonna have to deal with them stealing the ball from him while he's dribbling, he'll just kick it further away to where it looks like a bad spot because the ball's wide open, but he knows he can get back to it faster than anybody else can. So 100%. He's like, I'm not going to fight with you for this ball here. I'm going to move the ball over there. I'm going to beat you to it, and then I'm just going to do what I want with it there. Because you guys are slow and don't know what I'm doing.
Very perceptive for a non-sports guy, admittedly, like yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So in soccer, we call that big touch, big space. If you got space and you are faster than him, big touch, and then just go get it. And they're not going to out-physical him. So he's like, I'm just going to body you and win this.
It's so obvious, even as a non-sports person watching him do it. It's like he's messing with him at that point.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to get 4 of you over here to do. Nope, just kidding. It's over there now. You can't beat me to it.
That's so cool. So cool.
That's hilarious.
All right. We have chatted a lot, you guys, but did not get to do this. It's been on. It just literally was the last one left. The chat calls it. So we're going to have a high suspense moment here for the random wheel of names. And the concept here is, in the chat, what is a tangent topic that you would like Nick, myself, in the chat to go over? I can't promise we will pick any or all of them, but is there something that you would like to hear us talk about, whether it's camera lenses, ancient aliens, types of hats, materials for glasses? Nick's got me all insecure about my sunglasses. I went to put on my sunglasses today, and it had like a scrape on the side, and it revealed, I knew this, but it revealed obviously to me that it was just painted on plastic. And I was like, Nick would never accept this. This would not be okay to Nick. with your, because you have what, the is it stainless steel, or what are the glasses you have right now?
These are all sterling silver.
Silver, that's right. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, these are all silver ones, and they're acetate in the front, but they like, oh no, I'm pretty picky even with just like all the like even if I buy like the Costas and stuff for like beach sunglasses and
Yeah.
stuff, like
And that's
I'm
what it
pretty
is essentially.
yeah, and I'm pretty picky about like getting the ones they make plastic lens ones and glass ones, and they cost about the same. You just got to look at the right model numbers, and oh yeah, I
Interesting.
hunt them down based on finish and like no painted plastics unless it's like inside and then coated or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've learned, you know, it's funny because like every glasses line, they have good ones and like they don't have to be expensive to be like quality. It's just weird. Like you can get like glasses that are across the same brand, same kind of product line, and some of them are awesome and some of them are garbage and they cost about the same. It's so weird. It's the brand
Interesting.
name you're paying for, not like the construction sometimes.
Hmm. JB says they started the rant just tossing their own ideas out there. Hey, you don't have to worry about us. We'll always have something.
Well, that was just a rant to kill time while we were waiting for you guys to come up with what we were talking about here. That's like remember like in Griswold in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when you got like the boss sitting at the desk and he like picks up his phone. He's like, "Yeah, give me someone to yell at. Give me someone to yell at while I'm waiting to yell at them."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now I do send you a non-sports guy. I do have something that I think would somewhat pique your interest. So as you know, our team is the Columbus Crew soccer team. Well, this week is their rivalry week. They play a team out of Cincinnati. And the rivalry is called Hell is Real. And the reason why it's called the Hell is Real rivalry is because exactly halfway between Columbus and Cincinnati is a giant billboard that says Hell is Real. And so it's like one of those like, religious ones, but it's the name of it. The crew worked with a local designer. She's called Miss Birdie.
I love that 8. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so she's really, really cool at art. And then I'll show you something very interesting. So here's the kit, right? Just looks like the numbers. But if you zoom in, the numbers are all made from this local artist and their art all in here. And then if we go, here is where those numbers are made from.
Oh, that's that piece behind the 8. That's super cool.
How cool is that?
She does neat stuff too, huh?
Yes, Miss Birdie is unbelievably cool. And look at it. So it's all behind the numbers there. That's the Columbus Crew flag, the Hell is Real aspect. And this is her painting it, by the way. Painting it. And look at the detail.
Wow.
Like,
that's super cool.
Incredibly cool. And that's...
Oh, wow. And it's like, looks like it's all oil paint too she's using. Yep. That's cool.
And that's the side of sports that a lot of people don't see or want to give credit towards, is just how like cool in so many areas of this. But I thought you'd get a kick out of that, being kind of the artist that you are.
Dude, that's super cool.
Awesome, man. I'm glad you appreciate it. Miss Birdie. Check it out, guys. And she's linked on the Columbus Crew page if anybody wants to look into it. But very talented, super involved in the community, and just an awesome artist.
Dude, I love that. I mean, like behind music and sports, between the two of them, like there's so much art that exists behind it all. And there's like a ton of like very gainfully employed artists behind all of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Like there's like a whole crew, you know what I mean? It's like a big that's like a big sector of like the commission based art world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like quiet,
Leo, I was just going to answer that. These are from a local store. So like if they're, it depends, I guess. I haven't, I've looked at a bunch online. I haven't bought any online yet. I get these from a local glasses store. I guess it's a chain. They have, I think, 3 locations, and they kind of specialize in weird stuff. So like what I've learned so far, being very new into glasses, but over shopping like I usually do, is before I buy anything, like I went to if you look around, it seems like the Pearl Visions, Lens Crafters, Vision Works, those places of the world, anywhere that's like a VSP vision place, like they all seem to carry like the same like 10 brands, right?
Yep.
Oakley, and then they have like all like the luxury brands that are like weird, that are always in like these like mid-range glasses stores. Like you got like all like the Kenneth Coles and Calvin Klein's, you got Columbia's and Oakley's and Lacoste, and Gucci, Prada, Ferragamo, like you got like, and then of course you got like the regular like Maui Gems, and you got like Ray-Bans and stuff like that, and all the regular like I say, like all the stores attached to a mall. Anywhere the standalone ones, like they have commercials on TV. It seems like they pretty much all source like the same catalog of stuff. And then you have ones that don't have any of those and have completely different stuff that are just like weird, smaller brands.
Okay.
And then you have the ones that are like their own thing, like Warby Parker, where they make all their own frames. I haven't been into one of those yet. I haven't checked those out, but it's like, it's like I have all of them. Yeah, Luxottica, exactly right. Like all those frames, VSP owns a big chunk of that company, and then they actually own like for like Vision Works, for example, like the VSP owns them. Like it's like the place that owns the labs and the lenses and all that stuff. Like they own, that's like their physical place, basically.
Interesting. We just got one in town.
Yeah, super. Yeah, and exactly. And so like they all carry. I went to one today. Like I need a pair of backup glasses, so I'm getting a pair of Ray-Bans through my insurance because they're like damn near free. So cool. I'm getting like a pair of like Ray-Ban frames that are like, titanium on the sides, and they'll be good for the shop. I don't care if I scratch.
There you go.
Because I definitely like don't really feel like wearing a pair of chrome hearts in front of the CNC machine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Channing's got one. People who park where they aren't supposed to with clear signage, and when you call them out, they deny it.
Oh, or when you call them out, like you're the problem, like you're the one that's like, you're either the rule enforcer or you're assuming that they don't have the right to park there based on their non-display of anything that says they do.
Yeah, that one burns, especially like handicap or expecting mothers and that kind of stuff. It's like, is that 10 feet worth it for you? Like you feel better? Okay.
See,
all right.
And the problem is I got to really watch it. Like I got to really be careful, like who I call out for what and where. And I'm sure you probably experience this more than I do, or probably the same extent because you're taller than I am. But like, so from people looking 20 feet away, if I say something to somebody in a parking lot and they loudly say something back to me and 3 people turn around and look, it's definitely the dude covered in tattoos with the big beard and the hat on that's causing the problem.
Yep.
And I'm probably like accosting the person that like I'm talking to. If I'm not, I'm at least arguing with them or in some way trying to start a fight.
Yeah.
And so like I have learned over like the past years, like I have to really like pick and choose my battles, because like anyone looking on, like I'm pretty much automatically the problem if someone looks at something going on.
A quote that keeps running through my head, the most simple of simple quotes, but I keep telling myself, and it works, is and it's a what's her name, Mel Robbins quote in book, let them. And I just leave it at that. Just let them. Like if they're gonna park there, I wasn't going to, so let them. They're gonna double park. I have to go farther. So be it. Let them. And that's helped me out so much to remind myself, let them.
Yep.
If it means that so much to them, let them.
Yeah, I'm trying to practice the radical act of minding my own business. It's hard.
It is.
It is, but giving a little, I'll say it nicely because of our aesthetic here. But I'll say it's like giving less craps about people is probably the motto of this year for me. Jack and my son and I are both practicing giving less craps about what other people do.
Yep.
And it's working out pretty good. I like it.
Good. Now, this sparked a mini rant that I got to get out on a tangent. And that is employees being overly invested in situations at work that has no impact on them. Now, I will explain.
Is this people that you work? So this is people that you know who are like overly that experience these things and tell you about them?
No.
Or you're experiencing on the receiving end of this behavior?
Yes, receiving it.
Okay.
So Maddox had a really great soccer practice the other night, and he wanted to get Taco Bell. So we said, awesome, love Taco Bell. We ordered. Maddox gets a 3 taco pack and then chips and cheese. I get the chicken cantina taco pack, and then Sam gets the nacho Bel Grande with an extra taco combo. And it's the nacho kit and then another taco. So 4 tacos in there and the Cantina boys in a bowl. We get it. We're the only ones in Taco Bell. There's multiple workers back there. Open the bag. There's only 3 tacos. So I'm like, no worries. And so I go up, and now Taco Bell only allows you to order on the kiosk, which I prefer. I'm a big fan. And then the receipt, they don't print, but they can email, text, or no receipt. But they put the receipt on the bag. And so I just go over there, and I'm like standing because there's nobody at the front desk, because they don't take orders anymore. And so I'm just waiting to get attention. And this girl like gives me crazy eyes. And I was like, we're just missing a taco. No big deal. And she goes, no, there's 3 in there. And I go, yeah, that's the idea. There should be 4. She had the Nacho Bel Grande that has another taco in it. It's a combo. And she's looking at me like I'm crazy. So I already got like bewildered once.
Oh, yeah.
And then
you're already unreasonable.
And then she turns to the other guy to be like, and he was like, what are you missing? And I was like, I'm like, I don't want to explain this all again, but I'm missing a crunchy taco with no tomato. And he was like, huh? That's not on here. They said these ones. I go, it's the add-on to the Nacho Bel Grande meal. And he was like, what? So I'm like, whatever. I go back and grab the bag because it has the receipts like glued to it. And I bring it back. I was like, right here. And he's like, but what is it? And I was like, it is no tomato, crunchy supreme taco, just no tomato. And he was just like, that's not in there. I was like, I don't know, man. I said, there are 3 tacos. I assumed it were the 3 that were the same and that the other one was out. Do you want me to go open all the tacos and check to see? And he was just like, oh, man, I'm just trying to get it right. And I'm like, no, you guys have had me explain myself 3 times. It's a taco from Taco Bell. And number 1, it is missing. Number 2, why do I need this goddamn interview? You're just an hourly worker. Just like, why are you so worried and making this a confrontation? And then Max was like, I thought you were going to beat that guy up, Dad. I'm like, no, he was just an idiot.
Yeah, and here's the problem. That guy being stupid made you seem like an asshole.
I know.
And that's, you know what? Hey, listen, it's the Mark Twain situation, right? It is. It's like there's no point in arguing with an idiot because you're not going to convince the idiot you're right, and people watching aren't going to know who's who.
Right.
And that's a perfect example of that. Like,
I know. And I just wanted the taco we paid for. That's it.
Right. But like, okay, it's idiocracy's coming true. That's proof. And you know what? Sorry, side tangent again. This is what happens. And this is what you listen. You asked for this. You spun the wheel. Okay. I don't know if anyone's been to a kava. You been to a kava?
Mm-mm.
All right. It's a quick serve. I'll say it. Quick serve Mediterranean. I guess is probably the best word for it.
Okay,
Euros, pitas, bowls, yeah,
we eat pita away almost every day. So yeah, got you.
Chicken, good stuff.
Shawarma.
Okay. Here we go. So I go into first of all, this is the second chance that Kava has because they've already like punched me in the face and told me it was a massage once before in Tennessee. And so here we are back at home, brand new one, just opened, like not just opened, not early restaurant shakes. Don't give me that. This is like 2-3 months ago it opened. So, and it's a chain. So anyway, I go in there, right? We're in the car and it's already been a day. So I get Jill's order. I get Jack's order. I go in, I'm going to order these 3 wraps. That's all we wanted. 3 wraps. And they were on the menu ones. This wasn't like build your own wrap, adventure time. This was order off the menu. No olives on that one. No pickles on that one. Because who puts pickles with Euro meat? Anyway, so I go in and I order pitas off the menu. And they have bowls and they have pitas. And I'm like, can I get this one? And can I get 2 of that one? And the chick's like, she kind of like looks at me and she grabs like 3 small little pita wedges, like that go in the bowls. And I was like, no, I want those as wraps. And she's like, huh? And I'm like, oh my God, this is like, so in my head, I'm like, do not pass cart, do not collect $200, don't even know how to start with the
don't
thing
go there
on the wall. let me get one of those and 2 of those. It wasn't like, can you make nothing? No. How about
sorry to be difficult, but
there was no chupa corn on the cobra happening here. This was like normal everyday stuff. So I gesture at the other lady. I was like, she doesn't, I'm just trying to order 3 wraps. And she's like, she comes over and she's like, he ordered the wraps, right? And she's like, uh-huh. She's like, that's these, the big ones. And she's like, oh, okay. And then big heat press thing skips right past that, cold pitas right down on the counter. Boom. Starts getting ready to put stuff on them. Loads it up. And I'm like, don't you heat those up first? Those get heated up in the thing?
Yeah, the press.
The other kid looking's like, wait, what's she making? I'm like, any number of your things that have a pita, do they get warmed up? And he's like, oh yeah, anything with a pita gets warmed up. I'm like, can we heat these ones up too then? He's like, what are you ordering? I'm like, one of those, 2 of those.
So you've explained it 3 times now.
He's like, I got it. So he's like, you can go. So she like moves and he like heats up the 3 pitas and starts making it. And then like hands it off to the dude assembling it. And he's like, so what's on these? And I was like, I don't know, dude, what's on the number 1? It's listed on your menu. What goes on it? Put it on there. And so he's like, any of these? And I'm like, again, yes, apparently that does go on there. Would you like me to list off the rest of them for you? Like, so anyway, it gets to the end of this thing, dude. And like out of this debacle, he's then like trying to fold it. And he's sitting there and he's like trying to roll this thing. And it like goes all over the counter. And he looks at me. He goes like this. Wait, he looks and he goes and just shoves it all back into the wrap and then rolls it onto the counter. And I was like, well, that one was mine, thankfully. I'll take it. If that was anyone else's, I'd have you remake it. But I'm like, I'm looking at the guy next to me and I literally look over at him and the dude next to me is like,
I can't help.
He was like, but dude, I don't know what happened. Like, it was like one of those things where like every single person that must have just been like paratrooped in there that day, like with no instruction, no explanation, just you're here now.
Dude, that was my exact, when I was like, I stopped talking and I just went and got the receipt. And then he still questioned me on it. It was just like, we typed it in. It's there. And then for the person, immediately they're like, it's in there. I'm like, why am I coming up here? Why do you can't, like, do you think I'm scamming over $1.39 taco? Like, come on, what in the world? And yeah.
It's almost like you want to take $20 and just put it on the counter and be like, listen, to ease your mind, if there is any balance due at the end of this discussion, there it is. Right. You can take from there. All right. But now, without worrying about whether I'm trying to scam you or not, can we have a discussion about the stuff that's missing out of my bag?
Your pita one is a reason I have fear of going to new places. We'll wrap up here, guys. But we went to a ramen bar recently that's new in town. Utterly disgusting, by the way. Oh, God, I will never go back. Worst thing I've had in years. But you go there, and it's got this massive menu. Do you know how many times I've ordered ramen from a non-packet in my life? 0. This was my first time. And they look...
in Michigan, where the hell are you going to order ramen?
Right. And they look at me like I'm the most bumbling idiot ever because I don't know anything about ramen.
You don't know what furikake and fish cakes are? Well, what kind of a base do you want? Egg noodles? Oh, he doesn't even know.
I knew nothing. And instead of trying to earn a customer and have service and like build this up, they just looked at me like I was stupid and just waited there. And when I asked a question, it was like I was the biggest nuisance ever. And I'm like, this is your menu. Like, you're the one that set this up. I'm not a dumb human. I'm just trying to get some feedback and some advice on this stuff. And I'm like, golly, man. And then like you're like, I just want that. It's your menu. Just order, make that thing.
Here's the best part. The best part about that, and then I'll stop. I promise. I'll leave the kava thing behind me. I will. And I'll never bring it up again. You know, I will. Whenever you order something at this damn place, they have such lack of training that they have a laminated card that has every ingredient of every item they make on a little board in front of the first station, and they grab it and they put it with your order as they send it down the line. So everyone has clear instructions every time they make anything, how to make it. Like, that's how dumb you have to make things now. Like, you can't train someone. Like, back in the day, Like if you got a job at Subway when I was a kid, like they showed you how to make the sandwiches, and then boom, you were on your own. You probably opened in the next day.
Yeah.
And like you were expected to remember how to make a damn turkey, BLT chicken teriyaki or whatever. Like not anymore. Like you literally get training on how like not to offend your coworkers for 2 weeks. And then they're like, oh, and by the way, you're making pitas. There's laminated cards. It's like that's the the touchy-feely part of the training is all you get. There's no tactical, here's how you make a sandwich anymore.
Facts. And they had that card and didn't get it.
Still didn't get it. Still can't get it right. Mike Judge, I'm telling you what, it's going to get brought up in the history books. The prophet Mike Judge foretold their future, and still the humans didn't listen.
We got to stop talking about Big Red's co-workers in the auto parts world.
Oh yeah. That's definitely what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I can hear it now with the windshield wipers. I can hear it. I can hear it.
All right, guys. Thank you for sitting through our therapy session. That was very decompressing. We feel lighter now. A weight is off our shoulders. Hopefully you guys feel some sanity and you're like, we are not alone. We have some sane people out there. And hey, we talked about hats. We talked about cameras. We talked about anything and everything. That's what we do on this show. And we hope you guys come back 1 week from today. We'll be here 1 p.m. Might be a crazy one, might be a normal one. Who knows? But hopefully we will see you there. Nick, final words for our friends?
There's just no telling what next week's stream is going to be like because there's no telling how badly and how I'm going to get screwed over with food between now and then, because that's like my life right now. So, I won't go back to Cava. So hopefully we at least start there. But we'll see everybody next week. We'll see how it goes. There's no guarantees. We don't know.